Hey, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so literally just 10 minutes ago, we started having internet connectivity issues on campus because there's like a storm about to come through. And I'm like, of course, like right when I have an employer spotlight. And I came to campus today thinking that to Facebook.
All right.
Well, I thought we were Facebook. So we will go ahead and get started. So thanks to all who may be joining us today in real time or even after this recording takes place. We're happy to have you here. This is a employer spotlight that the University of Tennessee, Knoxville Center for Career Development has been doing with a lot of our employers this fall to just get engaged with students on campus and learn about the different companies that like to recruit University of Tennessee students. So I'm Leslie Walton, and I work on the employer development team in the Center for Career Development, and I have Kara Howard with me, who is a recruiter with Cintas. And Kara, first, you just want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background, maybe, and then we will start talking about Cintas.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me, and welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Hopefully you get some good information out of me and the potential opportunities that we have. My name is Kara Howard, and I have been with Cintas Corporation for 10 years now. I started off as a management trainee back in Illinois, which is where I'm from. And that is the primary position that I'm looking to hire this fall and spring. So we'll talk about that, I'm sure, a little bit later. But I've been with Cintas 10 years. I was a management trainee, a uniform sales rep. I also was a service supervisor, service manager, and then now a campus talent acquisition manager for the last 2 years, which is crazy that it's already been 2 years. But I cover the eastern portion of the United States, and I'm looking for the top talent for our management trainee program.
Wonderful, thank you. So can you just tell us a little bit about Cintas in general? I think that you probably see the name and see the Cintas logo, but maybe people aren't familiar with really what do you do? What types of services do you provide?
Absolutely. So you've probably seen our big white box trucks on the streets, and I'm sure after today you'll notice them everywhere as well. But we really get our customers ready for the workday. And what that means is we do a lot of the behind the scenes products and services that help businesses run on a daily basis. So that includes anything from the rental of uniforms, mats, we have restroom cleaning supplies, toilet paper, paper towels, we have the hand sanitizer, we have the masks, we do all of that. And we also have a first aid and safety part of our business. So first aid and safety cabinets, we have AED machines, CPR trainings, and we also have a fire division, and that's heavily based on compliance, and that's sprinkler systems, fire extinguishers, exit lights, those types of things. So truly we are an essential business, and we help other businesses continue to run. So that's anything from like gas stations, restaurants, manufacturing plants, food processing, grocery stores, hospitals, hotels, the oil industry, anything and everything that you can imagine, those are our customers. So we are the leader in our industry. We have over 1 million customers nationwide, and 5 million people go to work every day in a Cintas uniform. We are a Fortune 500 company, so a lot of really exciting things, and we have growth opportunities, so that's always a plus.
Definitely, and since you have such a large customer base, I assume that you are nationwide and have locations everywhere. Are there, I know there's specific locations that you recruit for, but are there opportunities across the board if students were interested in moving?
Absolutely. We have over 530 locations nationwide, and specific to the Knoxville area in Tennessee, we do have openings in Knoxville for our management trainee program, in Kingsport, in Nashville, and also in Memphis if you're trying to stay more within the Tennessee region. If you are willing to relocate, pretty much any metropolitan city, we have an opportunity. plus more opportunity in some rural areas too. So we cover the entire United States.
Thank you. And can you explain what the management trainee position is? What does that look like, the training program, and then the day-to-day of that position?
Yes, great question. So the management trainee program has been around since 1982, and our CEO, Scott Farmer, was the very first management trainee. So this is a very tried and true, supported and developed program, very structured. It's a 24-month rotational program, and it's for graduating seniors. We will hire up to 2 years past graduation. So that would take us to like December 2018 grads up to May 2021 graduates. But again, it's a 24-month rotational program. You do 6 months in our production, which is our physical plant. You see every single piece of our business and how it moves and how the products go from, unloading from the truck to being loaded back on to go out to our customers. And then you do 6 months in service, and that's actually going out to our customer base, building customer relationships, seeing our products in motion and understanding them. And then you do 3 months in human resources in the office, and you finish up with 9 months in sales, where you actually get to job shadow a top sales rep and go and sell in their territory. It brings home everything that you learned about our products and services, and it gets you ready for your next step for your promotion. Management trainees are expected or being trained to be general managers over one of our 530 plus locations within 5 to 6 years of the time you start that program. So after you graduate, your trajectory is a leadership role is to continue to get promoted to a sales rep or supervisor after the program. And then you do that a little less than 2 years and you get promoted to a manager role. You do that for a little less than 2 years, and then you're in that 5 to 6 year range. So an awesome opportunity if you find yourself as a leader and really love that challenge. You're not scared to get your hands dirty. We don't have the most sexy or glamorous business, but we're in the business of people, taking care of them. And again, especially during this time, it's so important to look for a stable, essential business like Cintas, where we've been doing this for 90 plus years.
Yeah. And how can you apply for these management trainee roles?
Awesome. So you can apply on our website. You can go to www.cintas.com/careers, and you can look up the management trainee program. There's 2 search bars. You can look up the management trainee program and then specifically the location that you're interested in. And we do have requisitions open prior to going into the career fairs. Another way that you can apply too is through Handshake. Anything, if you're qualified for this position, then you will have your resume submitted to me through Handshake once you apply, and then I'll be reaching out to you to then get you scheduled for a one-on-one session on Handshake. And if you're a fit through our conversation, then we definitely want to set you up for a screening interview.
Great, thank you. And so you are attending the job fairs that are coming up?
Absolutely.
Great. And so if a student wants to talk with Cintas at a job fair, should they go ahead and apply, or can they still just chat with you before applying for a position?
Both. I would encourage you, if you are kind of unsure of what this looks like, definitely chat with us, book a one-on-one session with either myself or my partners. I will have other management trainees that will be joining me for the career fair so that you can pick their brain about the position. And I was a management trainee, so I'm more than happy to talk about it with you. But either way, if you think this is a fit for you, book it now, apply, we'll get the ball rolling. We move pretty fast with it.
Awesome. What kinds of experiences would make a good candidate for this role, whether that is in classes or outside of classrooms? What are you looking for?
Yeah, that's a great question. This role is so heavily focused on leadership that any sort of organizational involvement, if you were, vice president, president of your sorority or your fraternity, or, you're very involved in campus, those types of things where you've gone above and beyond, you're not scared to put yourself out there, you're decisive, you're a good communicator, but definitely if you're a leader, then this could be the position for you. And if you're in athletics even, and you're kind of trying to figure out what you want to do, but you're a captain or whatever that looks like, this could be your career.
Right. And can you talk a little bit about the culture at Cintas, and why you personally enjoy working there? Because you've been there for a while, and I know you left and came back, and so I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, Cintas is so unique to me. I have this conversation with my husband all the time, just how unique Cintas is, and it really comes down to the people. I know that sounds cliche, but it really does. I mean, we are all A players. We're all driven. We want to help each other succeed. We want to take care of our customers. We want to do it urgently and to the best of our ability. And so when everybody acts that way and feels that way, you get a lot done and you win. And winning feels really good. I think another point with Cintas is that our leadership is very down to earth. They are very supportive. They value you. They appreciate you. My chief diversity inclusion officer texted me on a Saturday, like a few weeks ago, and it was like a good sized paragraph about just, what I'm doing to help the company and how much of an impact I'm making, and that I'm helping find future leaders. And I don't know where you're going to find out when your top executives put so much into their people. And we do that at Cintas. And the other thing that's really awesome too is that we have so many growth opportunities. We're not all vying for the same position and, it's a seniority type of thing. It's on your work ethic and what you achieve that you can accomplish. So I love that piece of it too, especially for this management trainee program, when you're on a fast track to be a general manager in 5 to 6 years. So definitely the people and being valued and appreciated. You're going to work hard at Cintas, but I have felt in my 10 years every single day that I make an impact and I am needed. And that gets me excited to do more and to do better. So that's the feeling you get. It feels like family at Cintas.
Yeah. And I want to ask about just advice that you have for students who may be job searching during this pandemic. But before that, I also want to know, so you mentioned that Cintas has been stable throughout this crazy time. And can you talk about maybe some accommodations that you've made as a company for safety measures for COVID-19 first, and then the other pieces, advice that you might have for students who are job searching right now?
Yeah, for sure. So we have been telling people for 90 years to clean, sanitize, and stay safe and healthy.
Yeah.
So this really is our wheelhouse. We have always practiced, the cleanliness piece of things, but we are, having wearing the masks, ensuring that we're staying socially distant. Things have changed a little bit when it comes to like servicing our customers, where we may have gone into their facility in the past, but now we're dropping things off, product off, uniforms off in a different area to really limit the amount of interaction that we have with customers until we get through everything. But we have made those accommodations accordingly, and certainly, different regions are different, so you have different guidelines for it. But we're staying safe and healthy, and we're selling the sanitizer and the masks, and we've had a cleaning service for years that we actually can sanitize like restrooms and kitchens and anything you can think of. So we're staying busy.
I bet. And then the other piece was, right now I think it is hard for students, especially those who are looking for opportunities. Do you have advice for them in this day and age for job searching?
Yes. Hang in there. Be patient. I think that there are companies hiring maybe more than what you realize. I'll go back to, what seemed glamorous in the past, or like just the ideal position. You may have to think a little bit outside of the box. And I challenge you to look for stability right now. Look for an essential business that is going to have products and services that are needed, that are, compliance-based types of things like what we do. So really broaden your search. Stay positive through it, because it does come through when you're interviewing. If someone is just exhausted from the search, I know it's hard sometimes, but like put some pep in your step. You got this. And know that there are a lot of companies hiring. I've been on many, many panels this entire time from March until now. Employer panels, university panels. I've heard from an economist, and we're going to bounce back from this. And those jobs are out there. We're hiring 220 for our company alone. And I've been on like surveys where companies have said, are you hiring this year? And like 95% of them on the survey said yes. So I think you just need to look at the search that you're going into and maybe tailor it to something, like I said, that's more essential and the business is doing well right now.
Yeah, that's great advice. And the last question I have is, why do you like to recruit at the University of Tennessee? What makes you come back and recruit Vols?
I love UT. You guys have the best candidates who are perfect as management trainee position, who aren't scared to get their hands dirty, who are ready for a challenge, that have the business acumen. And I am so excited for this next year. And it's going to be good, whether we're virtual and whenever we can be in person again. We're going to have a great year. So I love Vols. We have a strong presence with our Knoxville location there too. So give out a shout out to Kristen Lane. She's our human resources manager there in Knoxville, who's a huge advocate and supporter of UT. So we're hoping to hire a lot of Vols this year.
That's great. I love that positive energy. Just to close out, do you have anything else that you'd like to share about Cintas or job searching in general? Anything?
I would just say, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, please go out to the career fair. It's virtual, and it's probably the easiest it's ever going to be for you to put yourself out there. And I mean, even if you're a freshman, sophomore, and you're just wanting to get information and networking, and you're like, well, I'll just skip it this fall, you never know what you're missing out on. I met someone from Cintas at a career fair early on in my college career, and I held on to that business card. And then when it was time for me to start doing a full-time search, that's how I found the position, because I had stayed in contact. So I challenge you and encourage you to go to it. And then if you're a junior, there are still internships out there, so don't be discouraged. And seniors, I want you to know that we are hiring now for May 2021. I know that sometimes students will wait until the spring to look for that position. Do it now. Be proactive with it. And I would say just give Cintas a chance. If you haven't looked us up in the past, please go to our website. We've got incredible information on there. Do your research and due diligence, but we can't wait to talk to you. We're excited to, like I said, we want to hire Vols.
Great. Thank you so much, Kara. And just to recap that your management trainee positions are on Handshake. You can be found there. Kara and her team will be at our fall job fairs coming up. So if this video excited you or even interested you a little bit at Cintas, definitely come meet Kara and her team at our fairs this fall. Thank you so much, Kara.
Thank you, Leslie. Have a
great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.